Suchi, Dagi Chungin Gipe Sonamji, Yoga Penche Sangye Rajo. Jodan Soki Jonamba, Janju Padu Dagi Kyatsuchi, Dagi Chungin Gipe Sonamji, Yoga Penche Sangye Rajo. Jodan Soki Jonamba, Janju Padu Dagi Kyatsuchi, Dagi Chungin Gipe Sonamji, Yoga Penche Sangye Rajo.
Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
How are you today?
Good.
We said good. Anyway, please, moment, set up the perfect motivation. Benefit all the beings, happiness, enlightenment. Therefore, I do practice, I do meditation, I do lesson teaching, I am teaching. Just motivation for thinking about that. And also, I think you most know, we recite all the time, Buddha, Dharma, Sangha, right? But in the Buddha, Dharma, Sangha, then when you start anything with who's Buddha, who's Dharma, what's Dharma, who's the Sangha, not just only words, just think a little bit sometimes. You know, Buddha, Dharma, Sangha is our refuge. They protect us. They protect us and they don't harm any others. I think, I don't know, we can say, please protect us. Can we say this? No. We can say that.
No.
Yeah. I don't know. Anyway, but sometimes they harm us others. They have to do. They have no choice. But and you really think about Buddha, Dharma, Sangha's qualities, then if you really understand, then we are very pious.
We have strong faith.
But anyway, Buddha teach us. What teach? He teach Dharma. Then Sangha help us. Right? The potato, look like that, not coming to, okay, come to here, don't go that way. That's a very dangerous place. They don't say that. But they show, he said, teach Dharma, and Sangha to help the community. Usually the Sangha means that, there comes Sangha means, he or she understand
Emptiness directly.
Emptiness directly. But we can, say our group, 납치로 은혜도 말이다. 따라와서 그냥 소주로 왔어.
So we can call our fellow Dharma practitioners as a Sangha, right? Because we are like the community, who help each other to do the practice. So that's the Sangha.
Right? Then real Dharma is what we talk, what we not just talk is Dharma. Dharma is not other than that. This book is not Dharma. We call Dharma, but they are not real Dharma. That book is not real Dharma. Dharma is inside. Dharma also in
The practice of 3 trainings.
right? We say, well, Dharma is what? It's Dharma book, it's not real Dharma. Dharma is quality or mind. And the teachings, Buddha is vast for us, it's teaching. And Sangha is our community. We can say that. Then benefit study Dharma is more relaxed, more calm down. I'm not saying you have not calm down, okay? Try to don't harm others. This is very important. Usually we harm others. We say, he or she harm me, therefore we back immediately, right? If he or she really harm me, immediately die, then no point we back to give. We don't lose anything there, but we always very strong. We have
Because we have this self-grasping ignorance or cherishing mind, and therefore it goes automatically.
난도 재상이 나다 소소다 소소 풍문이 쪼대래 쪼대 담보대 나다 좀 나서대서 소소 자치조대 나다 이게 풍문이라고 쪼 담보대.
So the most thing cherished by the I, is the I itself, and the things it belongs to, things that belongs to the I, like mine, I and mine. Like my body, my aggregates, and so forth.
Right? Then we investigation I, what we don't find. Then we investigation our body. We can find body, my body. We really love our body. Right? Anybody love your body? We think my body is precious for me. Everybody thinks that. It's also precious. That's not touchable.
Actually, it is precious, right?
We think also it's I'm very clean, right? But 나도 주도 말이 들어와. zambliga nasu tsoba tsushni kai tselis. Chudu mare. Chushu nasu chigawa nasu tsoba nasu was. Chudu mare lawa na.
So what do we consider the most unclean thing in the world? Not related to the Dharma. In general. In the worldly sense, what do we consider as most dirtiest thing? Like the filthy thing?
No. Right? It's true, right? Yeah. And also blood. What? Not
blood. Pus. Like snot.
I'm finished. Everybody thinks it's very dirty, right? You don't want to see. But we always hold it there. You look at them. Right? We don't think about that. We say, there's something always dirty, very dirty. They come from our body. Therefore, no way too much touch. We just put some in a very nice chair, put our makeup, we cover our clothes. But we touch I and my body. This is maybe number one's I, right? Maybe second we say, I think my body. My body is very important. Of course it's important. If body is not good, you cannot do anything. But not too touch. But we touch it. We said we one person to go to, I don't want to see, I don't want to see. We always sleep going with them. Bad things. If you think about that, then let's touch, not too strong. If they have too strong I and my thing, then a lot of problems caused. If you don't want very much, then less cost. You can think? Not really, my body is very killing. No. But that's just not so promote and not only just surgical. That goes in, but it's only say, you know, something better.
So actually our body, is like a container which contains 36 different kind of fields.
No good qualities. Buddha doesn't explain,
Buddha doesn't explain any good qualities of this body.
But also we need this body. We have to take care. We have clothes, to wash, clean, then more exercise, good massage, relax. This is a Dharma also, Sembaya, going on, taking a tashi. So what they were not, Sembaya,
so that would be also kind of a means to have peace in our mind, right? If our body is healthy, then our mind will be at peace also. So what is the purpose of practicing Dharma? It is mainly to bring happiness to our body and mind, mainly to the mind, right? And so therefore, the less grasping we have towards ourselves, then that much less there will be suffering, and that much more there will be happiness.
And it's one of them,
And the most important thing, and then the most upfront thing to do is to not cause any harm to other sentient beings.
So never Jensen the chain,
And so no matter what the reason is, that if you cause harm to others, it's a causing harm. Even if somebody causes you harm, you say, oh, I harmed him because he caused me harm, therefore I harm him back. Even if even if that person has caused harm to you, when you harm, you still harm.
No, and then so to never give I that, not that you so much money, never chill more of you, to just show never enough, then the patch of the you and sandwich over a combiner. Tell your members.
So if somebody causes harm to you in some way, but if it's not a serious harm, then you say, oh, just a small harm, doesn't matter. By thinking like that, if you be patient with that, just tolerate that and be patient with that, then that becomes a real practice of patience.
Right? I'll call it patience. I also very express for red. Red. This is a guy from a guy. Can you help this? He's red. He's a mailman. Mailman, kisser. When he go to bed and someone bat him, his hand all. And then also feet. Then the last week we come to here, we set up the puja and we talk about. Then when I ask her what owner said, what they said, then he said, owner just run where inside the door, then go out, then I don't know, do you told call police or sue or that? No. I don't want to do that. Because it's not serious for me. It's okay that it's not that, but not serious. I don't want to problem for them. I'm expressed. Usually he's just, normal person. Usually, my peers, not too serious practice person. Just, he's not very humble one. And he said, I don't want to hurt others. I will express. This kind shows real practice. Usually I say practice in the thing, you will sit up high throne, wearing the monk's robe, looking very too high, or showing very straight, or do long mantras, give all the time very good, many years Richard. Of course, this is good, but if they do the things, but not thinking real Dharma, then someone have little bit, then immediately come then of course you did a good job, but no.
Excuse me.
So, but that didn't help your mind, right?
Right. Therefore, I really
Rejoice and praise.
praise him, This is a good example, Otherwise, this country, if he sue or says something, he's, U.S. government worker. He said, this is not right, this is for the owner, right? It's true, right or not? Owner dog. You have to owner has more responsibility than anyway the dog. Then he can make maybe more money. Right? Yeah? Yeah. You can say many things about this country, But he said, oh, this is not too serious for me. I don't want to harm others. I don't want to make problems. Oh, I thought, oh, there's something. Look like that, This shows a good practice. Otherwise, we look everybody, you can see, very serious practitioner, maybe they experience very serious other people also do a lot of practice, but someone harm them, they very good. Right? Everybody, yeah? I'm too. This is for everybody, it's not true harm. Then, try to be patient. If patient bring that time, then the problems go away all the time, not all the time that, Of course, some serious, then you have to do something otherwise, Well, I'm the practice, I'm a patient person, whatever you want to do, then you create the big problems.
It is very important, to keep your mind relaxed all the time.
Yeah. Otherwise, usually we say, I don't like that, right? We say this. You don't think other things, what they cost, other things. We say, I don't like this action. Then we bring our best friend for us. Then we see our colors, the different colors. See the people face, different face. Then we say, I don't like that. Then our cost, ours are also the others. Therefore, we don't want I, it's me. Your head is not you, your body is not you, your mind is not you, then where?
So the I is a mere imputation.
근데 나 다사대 부모 같다고 해요. 부모한테 파를 세우려나 그 야부지도 그만 상황에서.
So where it is imputed, is to the collection of the five aggregates. But then again, if you look into each of the aggregates to find the I, you will not find that either.
아니, 저기 부모가 왔다가 다 부모가 이래는 따고 있나요? 그래서 야부지도 짱모지 따는 소리 하고 말았어. 저기 부모라고 또 와이나? 다 먼저 소리들이 그게 짱마야 보이면서.
So if we look at the five aggregates, one will not find it really proper or clean. Like the form, the aggregate of the form is our body. So if we look into our body, we will not find it really clean, right?
아니 삼성 강에 용을 까버려야. 아니 쇼이게 걸 쇼야. 아무도 안 깨주셔야 돼서.
So when you are facing some difficulties sometime, it is important to think of the both sides, both parties.
아니 쇼 찍어서 맞다가 쇼 시간 맞나 아니 뭔가 너무 못지요.
So if you only look at one side and don't think about other side or other party, then we might end up making many mistakes.
아니 사제 빼내다 소리. 개빠 제타 탑도요. 룸을 주베 라면 로스. 개빠도 가리면 그런 탑도 그러네요. 룸을 내가 같이 내가 제가 공부도 좀 영어 잘 말해서 그래서
And so Sajja Pendita said, no matter how bad the situation is, the wise one will never follow the path of the fools. So the path of the fool is like following the delusions, becoming angry, becoming attached, and so forth. So the real wise one will never follow the delusions, no matter how bad the situation is. So now you can see whether ourselves, each of us, we can see ourselves and see if we fit into being a wise one or not.
But usually we say, yes, I'm the PhD, I'm the scholar. 추쇼의 시바이나 아니 같이 용무비 영어는 저등이라 아니 개발 말해서.
So normally we say we are wise. Oh, I'm wise, I'm clever, I'm smart. Sorry, but according to the Dharma, if you follow delusion, then you're not smart, you're not wise.
But maybe sometimes say, sorry Dharma, go away. I'm a scholar. Right? I'm the PhD. Sorry Buddha, don't say that for me. 네, 그래. 최대 시총. 그래, 딱 자와 전도하는 시주를, 시주들 가슴을 가서 꼼바이나요. 다 사가라. 뭐 주주들 통 말해서. 배로 샤지를 해요. 남 어디 좀 동 샤지를 지금 하고 그래.
I don't know if you know the name of a bird that only drinks the rainwater. It doesn't drink any river water or lake water. It only drinks rainwater.
Do you know this bird?
Do you know about this bird?
They come to Tibetan. Summertime they come to Tibetan. Winter they go to Medford MA. Yeah, they sound that. Anyway, one bird, in summertime he come to Tibet. Wintertime he go back to Medford.
Somewhere in India.
India. Go back there wintertime. This bird never drink the river water. He don't only have to drink rainwater. Then when he come to Tibetan nomads area, then also animals also very happy. They call it, and sometimes coming here, task. And shikara sometimes tasaya me, and you coming over this. Then he chew the cat tower, and sometimes they are
So this bird comes at the time when there's during the rainy season. So it only comes at the time when it rains. So after the winter, when everything's dry before the spring, and the animals don't have any grass or plants to eat, and they all are very unhappy. But then when they start to hear the sound of this bird, they all become happy because now they know they're going to have rain and they're going to have grass and so forth.
대중이 자리 가시강이 쳐와이나 간지 두저 두고 말했어. 그래서 문 개빠서 돼 가시강이 쳐와이나 영어를 시작용을 두고 말했어.
So this bird only drinks rainwater. It doesn't drink river water or lake water. So that was the example. So just like that bird, the wise ones, no matter how difficult it is, they will never follow the path of the fools.
그래서 나도 강가를 수수 강이 체주라 좀 강가를 트리어스 수수 다 나다 말이야. 네, 디카블라다 사서 제가 지금
So of course it's very normal for all of us to face some kind of problems all the time, right? Small, great, some kind of problems all the time, and so not falling under that situation and then falling the delusion is very important.
And
so at that time, if you fall under the influence of the delusions, then that makes even more difficult for oneself. So is it really true like that or not? You can think by yourself.
We thank you for permission for us. Okay? That's the way.
And so like that, and now we're going to go from the textbook. It's in page 247. It's the outline 91, outline number 91. If you have the blue cover book, it's page 247.
What section?
Outline number 91. We have already read this, right, last week? So now we'll just go through the explanation.
Then,
And so, of course, reading is very important as it leaves a good, positive imprint in our minds. The blue one is yellow. You have to look for the topic number, the number 91, the outline number 91.
Page 283 in the yellow book.
283.
283, the yellow book. Then,
So, it also becomes a part of practice, part of the practice of Dharma when you read the textbooks like this.
Also, how many people have said some daily practice? How many people doesn't know what they do to practice? Because, some people say, what can I do practice? They can ask, what can I do practice? How many people have dared to do something they only do? What they are is, kasi many in by na, dana shocking on chunso chungo matu naya, na jula lam-rim de marios, go tambrone, any shabu bash, any table lam-rim marios. The mother takes out in there. Go maris.
So, well, it's good that if you have practice to do daily practice. If you don't have, then you can just do the prayer. The prayer that we do at the beginning of the teaching, starting from taking refuge in genuine bodhicitta, and then up to reciting the Heart Sutra. Then after that, then there's a dedication, for the lam-rim dedication prayer, and so forth. So you can do all those prayers like a daily basis practice.
If you like, okay? I'm not saying you have to do. If you like, do that. If you're interested. If not, you can do 1 or 2 malas, Om and Penna. It's enough. Not necessary. Of course you have Lord, this is good, but no. Usually I like to do it simple way. I don't like also Lord practice, I'm not finished. Oh, too much. 5 pages, we worry, we don't really do it. This is, that's what you know,
It becomes like an obligation. So generally, when you do the prayers, as you read the words, you have to contemplate on the meaning, right?
But we are not, we say mantras, I'm not finished. We have to just count, right? Yes, we have to not finish, first time, 2 pages. Of course, this is good or no, you can make a lot of merits, but real, you have to meditation. But this US, no time. You have to go to walk, right? Yesterday I went to some Tibetan family house. They say, the family members, they're all together, only Sunday. They meet each other, only Sunday. Other days, one get up, other one really sleep. The other one got up, the other one really gone walk. This is, US country, we have not much time. No time to all the time, stay at home, meditation. Of course, they have to go walk, they have to go through all the life. Not much time, but if you like, if you're interested, of course you have some practice is good, but not if you like interest, read the book that. If If you all don't want to, there was do some mantras, but this, the all truth is, goal is to happy mind, relaxed mind. If you have a very good mind, it's good, you don't need to read many books. If you do as good, don't necessary. Look at any time, that's such a Shiva country. 다른 데 가서 다시 년에 대해서 좀 신년사의 관계 다 하나 그래도 나도 신청하고 왔던 게 남아라고요. 그래서
So anyway, we're talking about Guru devotion here, right, in this section. So Guru devotion is having devotion or faith in the Guru. And the Guru is someone who can teach us, or who can explain to us what is right, what is wrong, how to cultivate, what is to be cultivated, and how to abandon what is to be abandoned.
안에 딱 소주 강가에 계게 라마 산지라 가지 딱 기셔야 보고 그래 들어와.
So therefore we have to have respect towards our gurus and Buddhas.
아니 기셔야 보여야 안에 산지가 그만 송바데 라바는 거 년가 돼서. 아니 대년나 아니 소주고 딱 되어도 그래. 계속 소주로 해와야 아니 년가 그래서.
So if we have respect, if we have devotion, we have respect towards the Buddha, then we'll listen to Buddha. Right? So if we listen to the Buddha, then we'll be, as he only teaches the right thing, then we'll only do the right thing. And if we do the right things, then that benefits ourselves. So for our own benefit, we should have respect towards Buddha.
Do you think this is true or not? Or that's number 산지 줄여마 cut down the money they had to cut down the.
So what do you think is it really true? It makes sense, or is it just like commanding? This is how it is. You have to do that. You have to do this.
What do you think? No, we don't want to blend that. We have to education. I think this is true because when you guys all go to school, right? Everybody go to school. Not yet. You didn't go to school. You went there, anyway. You went to school, right? Many people you done school. And when you go to school, you listen to your teacher, what he teach, he or she teach. And then you learn that. If you listen, you learn. If you learned, you have more education. Benefit for you, right? For us, not the teacher. If student doesn't listen teaching, not read that some work, doesn't do homework, seems to be try to skip the whole walk. Then because I didn't learn. Because that's really good so much.
Because I didn't listen, I didn't learn, and so I lost, right?
Right. 가시 부고도 밤에 간 예마에나 부고 야병도 왔어.
So example, if the children, if they listen to their parents, then they become a good person, right?
아니 밤에 가는 얘기 부고도 대리자 건강 말이다. 가지 망쳐야 왔어. 가지 예전 곱주 고마 가지 밤에 가야 원 얘기 부고야 보는 거 왔어.
So most of the children who listen to their parents become good person, right? Not all, but like 95% of the children, who listen to their parents become good person.
가르치는 데서나 밤에 부고 야보면 두절하고 말아. 야그래서.
Why is it that, Because the parents, most of the parents don't say bad things, don't teach bad things to the children, right? They tend to teach good things. Most of the children, most of the parents, not all.
근데 이사 밤만 건강을 부고 야보 요리 좋아해요. 부고 두장 좀 수지요 말고.
So is there any parent who want their children to be a bad person? No, right? Most of the parents, they want their children to be a good person.
대여다 야좀 두가라고 말고.
So because they want the children to be good, therefore they will only teach the children good things, right?
다 부이 밤에 강하라고 됐냐요나 아니 부고 고라고 야고 자라고.
So because parents will teach good things, and so therefore if the children have listened to the parents, therefore the children will become a good person, right?
아니 밤에 가만히나 부고 고랑 강사는 제로나 아니 다 강가도 말다 가지 다 부고 가지 랑가 로가로 요파로 다 나고 마로 왔어.
And so those children who don't listen to their parents and do whatever they want to do, not all of them, but most of them who do the things just on their own, fall into a bad path, right?
대리에다 같이 담하기 좋은 그냥 계속 손 누구라도 왔어. 또
So who gains the profit? Who gets the profit? You know, if children listen to the parents, it will be the children, right?
대리에다 뿌린 거니 수능은 이제 와 마타나 파는 딱 사도 제일 다 있나요? 싫어 나도 제가 다 동도.
And so the parents can only teach and say or tell, right? But they won't be able to change, you know, the children. The children has to work from their side. They have to follow the advice of their parents.
그러니까 딱 보고 밤에 가면 밤에 세리지 대대하게 줘야 말로 왔어.
So even though parents tell the children, if the children don't listen to parents, then there's nothing parents can do. They just, you know, worry and sit there.
My kid doesn't listen to me. They become teenagers. Usually, I think this is a very bad word, really. If you're a teenager. Teenager means, you know, so 빨간색, 난관을 놓고 소용을 보고 우리가 다 소쪽을 싸워. 밤에 왔다 속을 싸워. 빨간색. 좋다. teenager는 밤에 왔다 그 teenager는 그 제일 싸워. 그게 너무 제 쪽을 싸워. 그럼 좀 놀랐어.
So I feel like teenager, you know, is like a bad spot. You know, where the children thinks that, oh, I'm a teenager, now I can do bad things, because that's how people expect, you know, they're teenagers. And then also the parent thinks, oh, they're teenagers, now, you know, I can't control them, they're going to do whatever they want to do. And so it lives like in a bad spot there.
대리가 간절마지 파마라 기적이 영역을 보고 돼. 여자자 그만 말다 간절 마차 여보는 거 그래서 간절 그래서 그 권하라고 와.
And so, like most, you know, of the children who listen to their parents, you know, will become a good person. So who gains is the children, right?
아니 나 보고 가지.
뭐 말을 안 하시네. 거기 그 모델.
알다스 담아 고정 이제.
그래.
근데 그 그만 말해.
저 뒤쪽에 아마. 내 앞으로.
저도 말해. 저도 제대로 여자 자는 거는 여자 급주 공마대 아니 밤마다 그게 가야 그 얘기 보대 야고를 제대로 했어.
So that's my opinion, right? I feel like if, you know, 95% of the children, you know, who listen to their parents and teacher become good person. Do you agree with that?
You don't agree?
You don't agree?
No, of course not.
kind of.
Why is that?
Bad parents.
There is bad parents, bad me all
Yeah, the bad parents will of course teach the bad things, right? So the parents who teach good things to the children will become good, right? If they listen to the children, I mean, if the parents, good parents who teach good things to the children, and children listen to those parents, will become good, right? Not all of them, but there's a high chance for the children to become good person. Of course, if it's a bad parent who will teach bad things, then there's no chance. But if it's a good parent who teach good things to the children, and children listen to those parents, then there's a high chance, right? 95%. That's what I'm thinking. Will have a chance to become a good person. Is it too high?
80%. Not 80%. How about 60? 아니, 같이 맞이 갔어요. 어디세요? 네.
밥 맛있는 데서 알아. 하나도 먹는 거 하나 되잖아. 근데서 나가고 대통 거 알아.
밤아 거랑 야부식이면 나딱 거랑 야부식이면 나 뭐라 놀지면서 납식 말고 왔어. 그래서 뭐그 밤에 오면 밤에 두자라 대가리를 보도 버리고 밤아 거르시네.
And so we're talking about the parents, when they teach good things and children follow that, then that's normally is possible. Not all of them will become, maybe not all of them will be able to follow it, right? If they are not able to follow, if they don't follow, then they will not become so. But if the parents don't know, if they are ignorant themselves, then how will they be able to teach the right path to the children, right? Of course, then they can't teach. Then those children will, of course, will not be able to become good person, by listening to their parents. But they might be able to become good person through other sources, but not through their parents.
그냥 밤아 그러나 랑토들이나 이 뿌이게 뒤져서 가쁘지 그래 왔어. 밤에
So if the parents, they take drugs and they drink alcohols in front of the children, right? Then children will see that and then they want to do that too. They might end up following that. And then parents will not be able to tell them not to do that. Or maybe parents don't even think that that's bad, so they will not stop the children. And in that case, children might end up becoming like a parent taking drugs, alcohol, drinking alcohols, and so forth. Right? So anyway, so the person, like a Buddha or the Dharma teacher, who teaches us the Dharma, is like good parents who knows about the right path. And so those, if we follow those teachers or Buddha, then we will become a good person.
When I teach someplace to how kinds of mothers, the one girl says, "It's not true. My mother's too bad for me." It's causing somebody this is coming. You not said 100% all the time.
So one time when I was teaching about the kindness of the mothers, then one girl, she said, I don't agree with that because her mother was so bad to her, very mean to her, and so forth, she said. But then, of course, at the time she might have been bad and mean to her, but just the fact that she gave birth to her is a big deal. Whatever she is now, she was educated, she was graduated, she went through the college and everything, and she would not have been there or have all this education if she wasn't given birth by her mother. And so just the fact that she was given birth to her, that was a big thing. And then when she started to think like that, then she started to understand how difficult she went through, her mother went through to give her birth, and she didn't kill her, she didn't abort her in the womb and gave her birth and went through all this difficulty. When she thought about that, then she came to understand. And so we cannot be just stuck, like I said earlier, you have to think about both sides. You can't just think from one side. If you only think at that point when she has been mean to you, then you will only see that she has been mean to you. But then also think that at other times she has been very kind to you, much more than she has been mean to you. If you think about that, then you can see that, there are some balances. It's not only bad completely, there are some goods also. You will see that, then you will not completely hate her. So of course, and good and bad are relevant, right? So they all depends on if you don't say something is good, you can't say that this is bad. So when compared to this, you say this is bad. Compared to this is good. So they are dependent on each other.
And 최고로 주지대 안에 가서 다 리모트 하나 갖다 대주는 거지.
Just like the small and big, long and short, and so forth.
Right. Okay. This is it. 근데다 다 네가 가자 소주 나와는 해봐요 말 일단 가지나 그랬어.
So anyway, so the teacher, who teaches us the Dharma, we have to respect him, just like the Buddha, and we might have the wrong idea, a wrong thought, thinking that he can't be Buddha. Then we should think, just because he appears in a certain way, and then we should think there's no certainty to our appearance. The way he appeared doesn't mean that's how he is.
만돌라 전돌라 강사 찍 대기 전돌 사진이 나뉘었어. 사진 이름을 강사 가리지 이름을.
So have any of you here seen a Buddha, actual Buddha, a real Buddha, in his real form? Well, if you're an ordinary person like myself, then you won't be able to see that, right? You will not be able to see a real Buddha in his actual form.
아니 소설은 나한테 강가 소설 나만이 레베스.
And also everything that appears to us, are they just like they appear to us?
아니 소설은 만화장, 소설 만화한테 똑같아 많이 그거를.
So just because it didn't appear to you, does it mean it shouldn't be that? It shouldn't be that. You understand? Just because you didn't appear, it didn't appear. But just because, like Buddha didn't appear as a Buddha, therefore he's not a Buddha. Can you say that? So just like if we don't see it, it doesn't have to not exist, right?
Right.
So do you see I have mind? Do you see my mind?
You don't think that. I'm not. I think I'm not. I think I'm not.
So anyway, this is what I said, you cannot be sure of the appearance. And so therefore, just because the Guru doesn't appear like a Buddha to us, doesn't mean Guru is not Buddha. And so, but there are so many, and so there's no reason or proof to prove that the Guru is not Buddha, but there's so many reasons and proofs to prove that Guru is a Buddha, the emanation of Buddha, or the agent of Buddha, and so forth, right? And so therefore, we should accept the Guru as Buddha. And so just because you see some fault in him, and therefore he cannot be Buddha, if you say like that, then again also the fault that you see has no certainty, right? Because what we see depends on our karma, our delusions, right? We see the things in a certain way through our delusion, through our karma. And so, because it depends on our karma and delusion, therefore, whatever we say, whatever we see is not necessarily true. And so, depending on our karma and delusion, things may appear in different ways. So just like Chandrakirti said in his engaging in the middle way, a bowl full of water can appear as different things to different beings. Like to the gods, it will appear as a nectar. To human beings, it will appear like water. But to a hungry ghost, it will appear like blood and pus and so forth. So because of our karma, it can change, it has the potential to change. So because of our karma, the things may appear in different ways. Same like somebody who looks beautiful to us might not look beautiful to everybody, right? Someone who looks beautiful to me doesn't necessarily look beautiful to you. You think that person's ugly, but I think that person's beautiful. So it all depends, right? So it's the same person, like the person that we both are looking are same person, one person, right? And you look at the person as ugly, I look at the person as beautiful.
Right? How many people think I'm very ugly? How many people think I'm very handsome? Not joking.
So anyway, they all see in different ways, right? So that's because of their own karma, individual's karma, right?
야, 다 사실. 근데 건강 니마대 참 니마 맞으면 니마 서원 거래 봐. 근데 얘다 써야 돼. 아니 약게 나가고 그렇게 니마 정서로 그러죠.
And so it says like to the hungry ghosts, the summer moon, the moon in the summertime becomes hot to them. And for us it's cooling, right? In the daytime it's so hot, and the nighttime when we see the moon it's cooling to us, but just to the hungry ghosts it becomes hot. And then in the winter time when it's very cold, if there's a sun rise, and the sun ray hit our body, we feel warm and nice. But to the hungry ghosts it will feel very cold.
다 딩고 지사는 다 골라.
Angry is the ghost. Angry ghost.
아니 딩고다 때라고 말. 아니 봐봐 도매서 해야 돼. 아니 지도 정글도 쭈미라 꼽네. 아니 가지 저 제목만 보고 아니 내가 목사도 되면 많이 걸려서.
And then Aryasanga, who meditated on Buddha material for 12 years, at the end of the 12th year, when he saw Buddha material, he saw in the form of a wounded dog filled with maggots.
How many people know this story? I think the most famous story they know, right? No. And the kanji Papa Thomas said, and the Jewish Hongan, Luchunila Gomta, Joy Barista, Gomta, and Jiang Tamshi Oreso.
So Aryasanga, who tried to see Buddha material, and then he meditated on Buddha material for 12 years to see him. So he almost gave up, like 3 times. So he meditated for a couple of years, and then he thought he's never going to see Buddha material, so there's no hope. So he gave up, and he came out of his meditation room, cave, and then as he was walking down, he saw this person, holding a huge piece of an iron, and it was rubbing, against a stone. And he says, then Asanga asked him, "What are you doing?" And he says, "I'm rubbing it to make it into a needle." And he says, "If guy can walk so hard, just to make into a needle, then I can actually walk harder." And then he went back, and then meditated again.
Then again he give up, he come back. And then why only any show talk on the chute was out and do consani. That doing it to push us. Yako. Kali touch here and the ring just say, Uncle.
And then the second time again, he gave up, and then he came out of the cave. As he was walking, he saw this water dripping, drop by drop, and it has made a hole into a stone, into a rock. And then he saw, if you drop by drop in the water can make a hole, then I must be able to make it this, see the Buddha material. And thinking that, then he went back again, to do meditation.
Then again, I was not good. I was not the young man, the trauma to the man, and the Koran got the Chumabo. And the Kote, Komela, and much of them both today. Kotela Kote was a control of Majasani. The Kokona.
So, he gave up, and so after like 12 years meditating this way, when he came out of his cave, and then he saw this wounded dog with a sword and filled with the maggots, and it was very angry. And like if you try to go near it, it will like try it will become very angry and bark at you.
And that thing I learned about that means that only Kuru Yaman Jenny, so that do charge it, and not Kuru Yaman, that Comte, Commander, that could need Jenny. That the Mudu Pane, Tafino Jealous,
So he felt very pity, for the dog. And one thing is that it has a wound and so helpless. But the other thing is, even though it's wounded and so much suffering, but still holds so very strong anger. And so seeing that, he felt very, very compassion, towards the dog, and then he tried to remove those maggots from him.
다시 잘라라고 라바. 이것들은 모두 마시고 다 때문에 코랑이 다 좀이 맛 좋네. 근데 제레 자니다. 제레 누치는 모두 틀려야 다시 그래서.
So he he thought if he used his hand or other stuff, it would be too rough for the maggots, so they might die again. And thinking that, so he tried to pick them up, pick them with his tongue. And so he closed his, it was so disgusting the scene. So he, closed his eye and then he, stretched his tongue to take the maggots.
아니 도대체 제가 다 제가 많이 다녀서 그 독이 많이 커는지 내 가서 제가 그 많다고 그랬어.
So as he was stretching his tongue to pick the maggots, he couldn't feel it. More he bent, more even though no matter how much he bends, he couldn't touch it.
아니 다 뭐가 있어? 되게 주도상이 당연히 주도 다 매워잖아. 다 주도상 그만에 딱 그지죠. 그래서.
And so, and then so because he couldn't reach it, so therefore he opened his eye, and then there was no dog. It was in front of him was with the material standing up.
그 제가 최대라 미리 민지 슈 제와이다 되게 개가 따와서 되게 다 아주 손부터 주셨는데 더 동네 중앙에.
So because of his great compassion towards the dog, through that merit or power, he was able to see with the material.
아니 나 보고서는 참 가래 나서 럭중이 가래 되고 가진 땅가 유도면서 나니 저는 레터 걸렸어. 나 다음 전에 있는 건데 이었어.
And then Sangha kind of complained, to the letter saying, I meditated on you for 12 years and you never showed up. And he said, I was there all the time from the day one. I was there. It's because of your karma and delusion that you are not able to see me. So anyway, so there's no certainty to the appearance.
아니 대고들한테 아니 너 산지 이시지. 설마 산지 이시지. 설마 잡아 신이. 아니 천천히. 아니 저에다 정말도 지다를 가지 되면 가지야. 그 산지 코라든지 가를 좀 말아야. 아니 시간 못 행이. 그러봐. 시간 못에 아니 뭐야 무슨 나서 코라를 게임을 쳐야 돼. 게임을 들어야 꾸니 보스를 받쳐야 되게. 아니 그 산지 신이 산지 시간이 공다 대사면은 공도 나라대. 아니 네. 여기 정말도 싶어야 됩니다. 아니 들어봐. 아니 다른 분도 뭐이 시간이야 게임을 접하고 아니 공부 접하면 통해봐. 아니 딱 지원해서 산지 시.
And so it says right here, the Buddha Janana saw Acharya Manjushri Mitra as a monk who lived with a woman, plowed a field, and ate soup made of worms. So he saw that he was plowing a field, and then when you get the worms from the field, he pick them up, and give them to his wife, and then the wife will make soup of that, and then they were all eating and feeding their children. So he saw like that.
아니 뒤고나 코트서 냠도 되네. 아니 고난 살아. 물은 다보면 좀 물은 야스서 와라. 아니 다 되는 자마도 지대. 금이. 아니 뭐도 나를 줘 봐. 아니 개에 대한 가능화. 다 잘했어 그래서.
So that he spent the night, Buddha Janana spent that night, there with them, and in the morning when he woke up, he saw them. He saw the actual form of Acharya Manjushri Mitra. In the actual form of the Manjushri person, Sangha. Kare namosa?
아니 고랑 가래. 네, 라벤 가래. 잡을듯이 있어도. 잡을듯이 가래. 대시. 아니 개면은 가능화. 보고대 뭐도 좋아해. 나를 잡고 저거는 같이 그랬어.
So those, say himself turned into Manjushri Vajra, and his wife into a consort, Dakini. And then all those the worms, like in the what's it? The secret stuffs like bell, bajra, tamaru, and so forth.
아니 때로 봐서 돼. 아니 몇몇마다지 야세 된 것이 동화서 다 좋지만 동화니 그래서 나로 봐야 다 동화를 들어.
And also it says that Tilopa, the local people of that village only saw him as a fisherman. They never suspected that he was a great practitioner.
아니 나고 와서 되는 도저히 방모 아니 재무시 되와. 다 담을 다 그때 담을 연구해서 같이 소소나 나왔을 때 참 말했어.
And did it come over?
재무.
And also it says that Krishna Charya, so Varahi of the beginning, as the leper woman. And for us, we should be glad that we didn't see our teachers in the form of dog or horses. So basically see him as a human being. And so this is what we're referring to the spiritual master, right? The teacher, Dharma teacher. But same with our friends, people who we live with day-to-day life. Even though they appear as that kind of person, doesn't necessarily mean he or she is like that in reality. So there isn't one person who is seen as same by everybody. Have you heard of any person? So Nelson Mandela, he's known as the Dalai Lama, a very good person, right? Many people see them as a very good person.
But some person is terrible guys.
And so therefore, not everybody can see the person as one. And so, now Lord Johnson said, considering our great measure of evil karma resulting obscurations, we can draw consolation from our seeing the Guru as human. We have great merit not to see him as a dog or a donkey. Pay him reverence from your very heart or child of Chaitanya. And then furthermore, it says that the things, everything, to ordinary people, everything appears as existing truly, but none of the things exist truly. And so, however the things appear to us, we think that's how they are. And if they really are like that, then we shouldn't be facing any problems, right?
Anybody, not for us here, everybody think they think they're right. Everybody, they always, up and down. If whatever you see, whatever you think is right, no way to come in your way.
So we should not be facing any problems if it is right, if the things are right as they appear to us.
And then you can also go in and that church, you want to eat on the children and want to what it was. They were the one. You can also choke on them, choke on the water, eat on the choke on the water.
Very much.
Eat out the coin of no idea. The man was.
This is once the thirsty monk went in search of water and had a vision of hungry ghosts. The ghost could not see the Ganges, although it was actually walking on the river.
And the shadow mountain, never not a cheat, and no one may talk. That you got to ship up. Then was the Lama Sanjing is to be cover, using Tommy, using the Cadus, Kandala Sanjing to be cover, never is that. And then Sanji Yomari, 2 months later, 30 young marriage from North.
And also, this is also just because you cannot see ghosts, it's not proof they don't exist and so forth. And it says here's the proof that you are not fortunate enough to see the Guru as the real Buddha because you do not have the mind stream of a person fortunate enough to do so. And that is, you do not have the valid cognition that permits you seeing the Guru in that way.
And then Sanjing isn't Tonaya, no, even Sanjing is not Sanjing.
And then also, even if you see the Buddha, even if you see the Buddha directly, doesn't mean that even if you see the Buddha's actual form, doesn't mean that it's the real Buddha, right?
And then yeah, Sanjay, 라주가 예배의 추송을 가라 더 가라고 지금 놓으시니까 예배지 다 되더라 봐 가네 아니 때 예배가 더 가라고 따지는 이게 사진 통만에 저는 사진 유식 들어다 되네 더 가라고 지금 사진 지금 세모도 차방 풀어내 지금 가라는 더 가는데 예배가 아니 차다로 시니까 아니 더 가라고 지금 저 바시니 거라는 거 때문에
and then obviously there's a story about this, right? The Arhat, Upagupta, who was teaching Dharma, and at that time the demon Kamadeva caused him some disturbance, and then he had to subdue the demon. And then because the demon has this power to emanate in different kind of forms, and so he asked the demon Kamadeva to emanate as a Buddha. He said, I've never seen a Buddha in his actual form, so can you please emanate as a Buddha? And then he emanated just like a Buddha, with all the marks and signs of the Buddha. And he felt like he was real Buddha, and he almost made a prostration to him. While he was trying to do that, then he destroyed the emanation quickly, and then he saw it in his actual form again.
아니 주치바고 바바를 들세워도 같이 다 담아만 한거 말문이나 사지를 해서 얘도 물론 전화는 아니 대 같은 거 같더라도 그냥 아주 둘로 저와 갈갈 쪽도 내가 누구 좀 놓았을 때 주바 걔한테도 갈갈면서 누구 봐 세도 말해들어.
So also like it says in Nagarjuna, who appear like ordinary monks to the people, and in reality, he's the actual Buddha, a real Buddha. And so it's still a misconception about the Guru's 40 rights. You should not put an end to them right away. For example, before you wash dirty clothes, you must first check every stain. And similarly, you should allow much misconceptions about the Guru's faults to rise, and so forth.
아니 맞은 저와 일단 최대한 담으려 해. 주방은 강가 세고 자는 것도. 또 르네잖아 강을 홍보도 하고. 아니 전화로 신도 강을 로이 왔다 왔다. 아니 자신 잡아놓은 것이니까 아니 그래 나와 다시 다니 나와. 남자 초에도 저 담으려 해서.
So the many reasons that could be mistaken from our side, to see the guru as a bad person, or to see faults in him or her and so forth. And so just like example here, although because of the conditions in ourselves, we may see things in different ways. So a person with a viral disease will see the things as yellowish. A person who is riding on a boat will think that trees on the side are moving, and so forth. So, depending on the condition that you are in. And so, when we are riding on a car or bus, and we look at the trees on the side, it feels like they are running, right? They are moving very fast.
아니 다다 저거 방어가 그 시간이 저기지 아니 내 거서 아니 추박나 아니 이 사실 아니 샤대지네 아니 그 방법 이거 가고서인데 내가 가고서니 방금 말이 주만 내 자서가 아니 이게 셀 봐. 세팅을 반지서 되고 말이지. 근데 저와서 같이 뭐야 아니 사자를 피고 가려야 뭐지 잡고려야 맛이 그러나 컴퓨터를 봐. 로파치 아니 제가 뭐 상견도 많이 넣고 좀 다내 요마로 아니 딱 이렇게 요마로 진단을 해서 뭐 때문에 딱 주체가 동거에 말이지 고수 상견 신경하자.
And then also it talks about this person, a lama, who contracted a bile disease, and while on a pilgrimage he saw the silver as because the bile disease, so it's yellow, and so he thought it was a gold. And then later, when the bile disease got cured, and then when he saw it was like silver, the silver coins and so forth. And then also there's Ansaba. When he visited the great Medford statue at Rome, he debated with some scholars there, but they did not understand difficult points concerning Buddhist terminology. So Ansaba quoted from the 8,000 verses of professional wisdom in Sanskrit, to highlight the meaning of the evil of these terms. But the Sajja did not believe it. They said it was an evil spirit, not a man of Gelug set. So anyway, so what it is saying is, the things are not as they appear to us, just as we think of them.
근데 주권은 세대는 산재 펜스가네. 단장을 해서 용거 세대 샴푸 권이 제가 초코 쪽에 세대 아니 다 내다가 소식을 제가 했어.
So like the Buddha's different bodies, like the Dharmakaya or the truth body, can be only perceived by the Buddhas among themselves. Only the Buddha can see the Dharmakaya or the truth body of the Buddha. And then the Sambhogakaya, the enjoyment body, can be only perceived by the Arya Bodhisattvas. The superior Bodhisattvas will realize sentence directly. And then the Nirmanakaya form, the emanation body, can be perceived only by those with a great accumulation of merit.
그러나 고통으로 말하면 말수 지대 통 까와래 들었다면 되겠죠.
And those with the pure karma or positive karma or love merits, we'll be able to see them. It's not that they don't want to appear to us. It's just that we can't see it. From our side, we can't see that. From our side, because of our karma and delusion not being washed away.
근데 나도 선생님을 랭을 들여 내가 말아 랭을 들어도 말아나 사제 말 병에서는 도움 말해서 제비대로 딱 생겼어도 지금 근데 도움 말했어.
And so if we are not free ourselves from these karmas and delusions, then even if Buddhas come to you, we'll not be able to see them. So that's what it says in the lam-rim, the essence of nectar lam-rim.
아니 산제 샤지고 가나 아니 밑에 받아서 가나다 사실 좀 동거있더라.
It says even during the Buddha's lifetime, there were Titikas, the non-Buddhist scholars or practitioners, who could not see his marks and signs. They could see only a massive fault in him.
아니 나를 남아도 수수 쳐서 말로 나오지 동안 대화다 야고래 들어와. 아니 누마야 골로기다 네가 친구지. 아니 나다 좋은 제가 그 주군들의 색 춤이 빠지는 조진 제거 말이야. 아니 주말 남아지 그냥 접어서 속사고 생이 공청만 못 받자 먹겠네. 아니 주말 다음 조명 말이야. 아니 주말 그 조명 지어서 말이야. 좋은 제서 말이야.
And so once there was this person from Upper Golok who traveled to Lhasa to see the Shakyamuni statue in the main temple there, but because of his thick karmic obscurations, he wasn't able to see the statue. Other people can see the statue there, but he couldn't even see the statue. He couldn't even see the bottle lamp offered in front of the statue. And then but people were all talking about the statue, so he talked to the Lama, and one Lama explained to him that he has to purify and accumulate our merit. And after doing that, a lot of practices, and then he went back to the temple, and then there at that time he was at least able to see the bottle lamps. He wasn't still able to see the statue of the Buddha Shakyamuni there.
아니 그냥 고마라야 안 남아지게 까지 그 전는 거라야 되게 고마치고 라면들이 샤들 강사 아니 쇼들 파는 사람 샤들 라면 야 쉬어요 온다 차르면 샤들 파주려 되는 동아리에서.
And then also one monk who went to receive this transmission of Buddha's translated teachings. He saw this Lama, he had a scripture in front of him, and to this monk he could only see a chunk of meat there. He can only see a meat. He couldn't see the scripture. And then when the Lama is flipping the page, it feels like the Lama is taking meat and eating. And then other people all distributed this meat, and it was actually the scripture that was distributed to other people. And at the end of the session, they all collect the scriptures, just like we collect our Dharma books and put it back. And when they were collecting, he saw them collecting all this meat and taking away.
대단하게 소설 나한테 내봐야 뭐 다들 나한테 매일 뒤고는 간다 소설 나한테 나한테 말이라고 되게.
And so this is all proof, this is all example to prove that whatever appears to us is not necessarily true.
그래서 간제 산재기 마음바 만타면 나갔대 내 지나서로 된도 저 연구에 소원이 되게 다치지 말이 다 레스다 좀 된다대요.
So in the Buddha said in the future I'm going to come in the form of ordinary being and then come and help you, and that is literal. That's literally true. So that's literally true. So that's where we talk about the definitive and interpretive meaning. So there's when he says in this way, but you have to interpret that. And that means in a different way. So, but this one is definite. When he says he's going to come in the form of ordinary, that's literal or definite. And the only way he can come to teach us, to help us in the ordinary form, is in the form of the Guru.
내가 간제 수술 라마당 산진이 저와라고 다오지. 똑같은 제도가 있나? 아니 신이에서 똑같이 제와를 했었다고 도요로.
And so if you are able to see, the Guru as a Buddha, and so if you are able to see him him or her as a Buddha, then that is when you have actually generated the realization of Guru devotion.
아니 산진이나 라마 딱 라마로 라마는 산진 라마는 제와이나 신이에서 똑같이 제와스.
So when you see the Buddha, if you think of that as a Guru, and then when you see the Guru, if you think of him as a Buddha, if you're able to see that like that, and then you have generated, you have gained the realization of Guru devotion. So through practice, you can generate that realization.
How many people think George Bush is a bad guy? George Bush. Anybody think he's a bad guy? No. Younger one.
First up here.
Anyway, yeah. Do you remember that couple months ago? The CNN asked His Holiness the Dalai Lama, whoever you meet, good person in the world, he said, Nandan person. Yes. Nelson Mandela, then George Bush. And he said, what? The Indian guy was very shocked. What? He's a younger one also. I said, younger one, George Bush. Are you sure? You're the religious person, peaceful person. He's a violent guy. How do you see he's a good person? He said, he's political. I don't know. A couple of years.
But as a person, he's a very good person.
Right. Did you hear that? I think the Massachusetts many people doesn't like it, I know. Anyway, say George is very okay. I don't know. But the Holiness his personality. Personality is a good person. Right? And we know many people say he's a very bad guy. Right? That's not nonetheless.
So it's the way you see it, right?
Okay? And he said, 소수 너 나시 레스만 그리는 요 말이지. 대체는 나도 가까워야 돼. 그래. 그렇구나. 뭐를 그래서.
So anyway, we should not just stick to what we see. We should not think that whatever I see is true. If we think like that, then we end up making many mistakes.
나도 그때는 나랑 싸만하지 이 가나가 따라 이인선에 그러는 걸 아니고요.
And most of the time when we have problems is because we think, whatever I see is right, whatever I think is right.
아니 좋아지면 나로 바로 돌아야 돼. 되는 거를 정말 좋아야 돼. 이거 되는 거죠.
The problem among the couples, the husbands and wife, comes because of that, and among the friends also comes because of that.
아니 불마침대이면 약간이나 그대로 왔어. 내 상황이 좋지 않으면 고정되고 왔어.
And it's the same, with all the problems among the neighbors and among the states or among the countries. What I'm saying is right, what I'm thinking is right, and you're not doing the way I think, and therefore I don't like you.
대영화대 다 수수 미시바 말이바 뭐바 대고 그 수수 강사가 인상적으로 왔어.
And that is because of our one ignorance, our not knowing the reality, and we think whatever I see is true.
그래 대략 만수 셈이 와서 셈 너무 많아서 그러고요.
And so that's because our mind is influenced by the delusions.
그래서 만도 가디나야 그런 셈이 많다 말이고 셈 너무 많은 말이고 제가 그래 무슨
And we are influenced by our mind. Our mind is influenced by the delusions, and we are influenced by our mind, right? And therefore we make all these mistakes. So we should always try not to, follow our mind, that kind of mind, and then the mind not follow the delusions.
Okay. Yeah, of course.
George Bush is influenced by very ignorant people, and he's created much misery in the world because of it. No, it's okay, I just said it.
호란데 미 마자체에서 호란데 제어스 마자체에서 이제 미치는 거의 호란데 호란다 그냥 마자체에서 온 치는 거의 되게 제어했어.
오, 네. 대체 하나 들었어. 맞아지도 콜라 푸시지. 아니, 맞아지 가면 맞아 방송을 했어.
Yeah, so you're right. Whatever, yeah, because he's influenced by those people, right? Arrogant, ignorant people. And those people are influenced by ignorance, arrogance, and so forth, right? And so, yeah, because of, mind following the delusions, and therefore we make all these mistakes.
그래서 그때나 딴 모두 톡톡만 나서 그 제가 저런 몸을 너무 곰대요. 너무 카티자 이런 톡 말했어. 너무 좀 심해도 된 거예요.
Of course, it's difficult to destroy those delusions because we have been living with these delusions for eons and eons, or since beginningless time, and therefore it's not easy to overcome these delusions. But if we see the force of the delusions, then it's easier. It becomes really easier to not follow the delusions.
Okay, 여기가 question.
Is the Buddha the Dharma?
Buddha Dharma.
Is the Buddha the Dharma? Is the Buddha is the Dharma?
Sangye Chö. Sangye Chö. No.
The Buddha.
쉬어야 돼 가야 되나? 가지 나와서 그냥 뭐? 그래.
Like I said, Dharma is a practice, the practice of the three trainings. Let's say three trainings, but other practice there.
The Buddha said he would come in the form of the gurus. So, the Dharma is taught through the guru. So, is the Buddha the Dharma? Because,
Sangye then I 저한테 개회신이게 나가지고 있어. 나는 개회신이게 되면 취해 땡겨서 되는 다 상계의 취해겠어.
사실 출을 때가 버렸어. 시행이 걸었어.
No, because Guru is coming. So the Buddha is coming in the form of a Guru, right? And he's teaching. So Guru is not his teaching. Guru is not his teaching. Guru teaches the teachings. Just like that. So Buddha teaches the Dharma. He's not Dharma. He teaches the Dharma. Yeah, so it's really different, right, in that way. So Buddha teaches the Dharma. So Buddha is a teacher. So if we go to school, the teachers will give us the lessons, right? Teach us. Give us the lessons of the knowledges, right? And so you can't say the teacher is a knowledge. The teacher is the one who gives you the knowledge. But so teacher and knowledge are different. Just like that, Buddha is the one who teaches you the Dharma. And so Buddha is not a Dharma. So if you say like that, in general, you won't say Buddha is a Dharma. But there is a part of the Buddha which is also Dharma. Like the Buddha's, we say that Buddha's quality is Buddha, Buddha's body is Buddha, Buddha's speech is Buddha. And in that sense, Buddha's, the mind, which is the Dharma, right? It's a Dharma. And it's a Buddha also. So there is a common locus of the Buddha and the Dharma, but you won't say Buddha is completely a Dharma.
Okay?
So we have a question for class, right?
We have a question. You can.
Is there a scripture explaining how Guru teaches Dharma is an emanation of Buddha?
Yes, no? That's all? Any questions? Any answers?
No, not answer the question.
I mean, no, I'm supposed to finish questions. Okay.
But it's relevant to the
같이 열다 같이 르는 열었어요.
So you know there is, right? That's the scripture which explains,
Yeah.
or which quotes, that. What scripture?
I think there are two. The Hevajra's Royal Tantra
Yeah.
in future. The Hevajra's Royal Tantra says in future times my physical form will be that of masters, as well as the meeting of Father and Son Sutra. For the sake of sentient beings, they disguise themselves as Indra and Dharma. For some, they disguise themselves as demons. The worldly cannot realize this, so this is also indicating.
Yeah. That's good. Yeah. Whatever he
Those are
reads,
scriptures.
those scriptures. Okay. 다 좋은 거 나네. Second.
Second question.
If the guru is an emanation of Buddha, then why doesn't he come in the form of the Buddha?
Okay. Who's giving answer? Yeah.
Because if he came in his true form, very few, or realistically maybe nobody would see him, and then that doesn't do anybody any good and would waste his time.
그런 지도자나 맞대는 거는 해봤는데 수제자 좀 말했어. 근데 맞아 그러는데 수라 펜터 저 말했어.
Oh, yeah, this is correct. Exactly.
It's surprising, I know.
얘네 라면 담아봐야 봐봐. 롱거다 쫓기나봐 대봐야 아니 가서다 생기게 좋다고 말했어. 이게 뒤에서.
So that's just like that, If the Buddha come in the actual form of the Nirmanakaya or the Sambhogakaya, then in a sense you will not be able to see them and they will not be able to benefit from the things.
Oh, good. Oh. 다 산지도 순진이 되는 거죠. Okay.
Third question.
Third question.
How do Buddhas and Bodhisattvas work for the benefit of sentient beings?
Okay. Okay. It's also chest. You can take something. No, not you. Okay. So other person. Most still.
Bob?
Okay. Well, yeah.
By teaching us the Dharma.
Yeah. No.
Shetagogne.
It's correct. 가서 야와 남기는 시점을 갖다는 거지.
By teaching us the Dharma, by teaching us what is to be abandoned, what is to be cultivated.
Good. Okay.
Yeah.
Buddha doesn't give to food us. Okay. He doesn't give cloth for us. To us. You understand? Buddha doesn't give us food. He not give medicine for us. He said, we sick, he said, come to hospital, come to medicine, not that kind of. When we make it, or we need food, something, he said, okay, give food. It's not that kind of. He give to teaching. You got,
True teachings.
He give for two teachings. This is a
And so you teach us what is positive, what is negative, what is how to abandon the negative karmas and how to accumulate positive karmas by showing that how he benefit us. And so we're not talking about the benefit of giving you the food or the shelter, clothing, and so forth. So it could be Buddha, emanation of Buddha who's giving us those things, right? Giving us the food, giving us all the clothes and shelter and so forth. Could be, but that's not the way to benefit ultimately. The ultimate benefit is by showing us the right path.
Okay? Good answers. 그때마다 산지가 나서를 펜토 가래 산지 가지 펜토 없나? 딱 개들이 나오래. 나도 시점 하나 봤더니 나도 펜토가 그래 들어서 안 가고 그랬어.
So we can say the Buddha benefit us by teaching the Dharma, by showing us what is right, what is wrong, and so forth.
Okay? Okay, now you're going to keep question. Your question?
I try.
Try not too long.
In Tibetan, I would like to know the extraction of the word emanation and the way we use it on an everyday life for our lives, and how do we ourselves recognize that which we are not within the dream state, and that which we are not looking at the mirror. So I'm trying to understand the appreciation of the teaching of the Buddha in my human life, which is not mine, of the word emanation in a very real way, in reality.
觉得中国社会是这意思，中国社会。
조크 세대 다 몰래 정신을 막고 가 조크 그랬어. 나도 걔네서. 조크 세대.
상계 중국 세대.
그래.
중국 세대.
다 조크 세대 가지고 전제 나도 관계가 지금 내다보면 통 대화지만 저기 깨워내니 남의 백거에서 됐을 때 나도 나중에 됐을 때는 우리 상계에 맞지.
So the emanation here, like when we talk about the emanation body of the Buddha, and he's emanating in the form that can be seen by people with a pure karma. So when you come in that form, that's called the emanation body. So some kind of form, a form that can be perceived by most of the people with a pure karma.
But don't you teach us in Buddhism, I mean, I'm new at this whole teaching, emptiness is a form is emptiness. So as one walks in one's body, does one... It's okay. I just sit with it. I'm just going to contemplate with the teaching of the form is emptiness, emptiness is a form, and the momentum of the unnatural state of time within our heart. I don't know why, but sometimes the teaching makes me cry. I don't know why.
That's good.
Sorry.
This is a very quick question. What's the Tibetan word for emanation?
Tulku.
Tulku.
Tulku. Tulku.
Okay. Truco. Anybody truco, okay? Anyone's on the truco. Okay?
Thanksgiving Mandal on page 39.